to Nothing But Niners.
This is Kyle Juszczyk, and you're listening to Nothing But Niners.
So now they've got to start from deep in their end of the field, and Garrison Hurst takes advantage of it. He takes the handoff, hits to his right, gets to the 20. He's in the 30, needs to cut in. He comes back up the right sideline, breaks the third tackle, comes down to the 30. He's down to the 20. He's down to the 10. He's down to the 5. He's in the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown! 49ers! 96-yard run from scrimmage. Garrison Hurst breaking tackle after tackle, sweeps down the sideline. Throws off bodies like clothes after a marathon.
Young, back to throw. In trouble, he's going to be sacked. No, gets away. He runs, gets away again, goes to the 40, gets away again, to the 35, cuts back at the 30, to the 20, the 50, the 10. He died. Touchdown, 49ers.
Third down, Alex takes the snap. Alex looking down in post, and it's good. Touchdown! Touchdown, 49ers!
It is second down. Ryan takes the snap, goes to slant to the left side. It's Russell intercepted. The 49ers pick it, and Navarro Bowman is redemption. Navarro Bowman running it all the way for the touchdown. No greater redemption.
The San Francisco 49ers.
Click, click, boom! What's going on, faithfuls? It's your boys Mike and Tony from the Nothing But Niners crew. And guys, we are finally here to bring you another fun-filled episode. I apologize for the tardiness. This one is 100% on me. As you guys can see, my man Tony was falling asleep while waiting for me. But I had bowling league tonight, and it was running a little late because tonight was bonus night. For those of you who have ever done a bowling league, you know that the last night of the league is usually a big party, and I just couldn't get out as soon as I thought I could, so I apologize to everybody about that. But we are here. Tony is awake. And no, this is not the hair dryer. This is just a hair wrap, you jerks, okay? I see the comments already in here. There's no hair dryer, but you might hear a fan in the background because I am sweating. All right, so let's run through some formalities really quick. We'll get this show started. If this is your first time here on the YouTube page and you enjoy what you see at the end of the show, please do us a favor and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and then turn on your notifications so you know exactly when we are going live. Sometimes I do try to tell you, hey, we're going to be live at 9:30, but then it turns out we don't go live until 10. So I'm sorry, but I do set the show sometimes, but the notifications will help you know when exactly we do go live. Give us a follow on some of our social media platforms. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok. Those handles are Nothing But Niners. It's spelled all the way out. No numbers in there anywhere. All letters, Nothing But Niners. We also have Snapchat and X, and those handles are Nothing But 9 ERS. That's the only time you're going to see the numbers. Nothing But 9 ERS on Snapchat and X. And then we also have Patreon.com. Patreon.com/NB9ERS is the place that you're going to want to be for all the special juicy tidbits, all the stuff that I can't get off because I might offend somebody. When I want to go and talk shit about Tony, I go to patreon.com, okay? When I want to talk shit about Wayne, I go to patreon.com. When I want to talk shit about me, I go to patreon.com/NB9ERS. So make sure you guys head on over there. Tony, how you feeling, man? What's going on with you, big dog?
Good, man. Just hanging out, waiting to talk some 49er news or football day one of the rookie camp. Other than that, nothing else, just hanging out.
Yeah. Happy Friday to everybody out there. Again, thank you all for joining. We really do appreciate it, man. And Tony, thank you for staying up, man. I know that this is a rough one, man. This was look, my man is still I
can't stop you
here right now. Yeah. I see. The Niners did start rookie minicamp today, but we're not going to get to that right now. We do have some news. The only news since the last time we did a show, Tony, is where you guys can watch Week 1 49ers versus the Rams in Australia.
It's terrible.
And, of course, it's not in, but on Netflix. So, ladies and gentlemen, Netflix recently did this whole no code sharing thing. So you guys aren't going to be able to call your buddies and say, hey, can I get your login? It's going to be on Netflix. Now, as someone who has been through the Netflix experience when they tried their very first boxing match, it was not successful. But they have since then done WWE or WCW, whatever the wrestling thing is now. They do that. They do that very well. We have had some major boxing events on Netflix since then. And I believe there was a football game on Netflix last year, too. I believe that there were some football games on Netflix last
Christmas,
year. Yeah. So they have updated their servers. You can get it clearly. But in case you guys don't want to be bothered with any of that shit, I'm going to remind you right now, patreon.com/NB9ERS, $5 tier or higher. It's actually going to be $6 by the time the season starts. So every tier is being bumped up $1. I apologize, guys. It's not my fault. It's the cost of gas. All right, it's the cost of gas. I do apologize about that. All right, but everything is going to be up $1. Every tier is going to be up $1. The $1 tier is now going to be a $2 tier. The $5 tier is now going to be a $6 tier. The $10 tier is going to be $11, and the $25 is going to be $26. I do apologize to you guys about that, but it's what I have to do to try to keep up with the Joneses. Okay, so that's all I got for you guys right now. Patreon.com/NB9ERS if you guys don't feel like joining Netflix for $27.99 a month. All right. Tony, how will you be watching the game week 1?
I don't know. I'll be back to work by then, hopefully. Yeah, I will, definitely. I have Netflix, but I don't know if you need a certain type of Netflix to get the game. If there's like an updated or updated package. So I got
no, you don't. If you have Netflix, you have Netflix. But if you don't have the Netflix without the ads, there's going to be ads whenever they feel like it, in addition to the commercials, like Netflix ads, in addition to the commercials. I do have the Netflix Premium, and so when we watch it, it will work. You can watch it with the basic Netflix. If you guys out there have T-Mobile, if you guys have, what's the little company that's underneath T-Mobile?
AT&T?
No. It's the same company. It's T-Mobile and they're little not like Boost Mobile or something like. It's a knockoff T-Mobile, but they give you a free version of it.
That's
with your subscription. It comes with the phone line. So if you guys have that now, also if you guys have that, you can also upgrade through your phone company. So usually the phone company will say, "Hey, we'll give you $8.99 a month." That's really what it is, and that's usually the base one. So the premium Netflix is $24.99 a month. I just pay the difference. So I started with my phone line. I pay the difference, and so it's not that big of a deal. But there are a ton of commercials if you were going to try to watch something live, like a major event on Netflix. So just head on over to patreon.com, guys. We'll have some fun. All right? We'll have some fun. All right. Tony, has there been any other news since the Niners started, or since the last time we did a show?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either, if I'm being honest with you, man. All right, so then we could just go ahead and jump into it, man. We have we're going to hear from some of our coordinators today. They're going to talk about the rookie minicamp. They're going to talk about their plans for the offense, their plans for the defense. And there was also, let me see. Hold on, give me 1 second here. There was also some clips. We haven't done the breakdown yet, and I'm going to do that. I'm not going to waste Tony's time doing it. But there was also some little interviews, the one-on-ones with the rookie class. I can't wait to do that. We're going to do that breakdown. Not right now. Today is all about the guys getting back and out on the practice field, man. Tony, what was your reaction? What were your thoughts? What were your feelings? You know, you've been home and you've had a lot of time to really step back and let some things sink in. The Niners are back on the field now, albeit it's just the rookie class, some of the tryout guys and all that, whatever. But what were your thoughts, man? I know that you were able to stay home and like really look at it and, you know, not be distracted by, you know, work and things of that nature. Like what's going on, man? How are you feeling?
About today's practice, I got to tell you one thing. Romello Height, his get off is no joke. Like, I think he's going to be a lot better than what people think he's going to be. And I understand.
I like that.
I got to be honest with you, and I think it's quite hilarious. The first reaction to the draft class compared to where they're at now with some of the fan base and content creators, it's like night and day. Like you know, it's night and day. I understand they wouldn't with some of the age that people have issues with the age, but you're getting more mature players in the prime of their careers. more experienced. This is the player you're getting, and you just got to put your little touch on it and try to hope that he could take that next step to the next level. But as far as today, like you had one content creator questioning the ability of Stribling with his route running and getting in and out of breaks. But then you have another content creator saying, well, Stribling, being that, he's the top pick of the draft, only ran 2 or 3 routes, and he spent the majority of the time with his ear in the huddle listening to the play and lining up 5 yards behind and simulating running the route. So what are we doing?
I don't necessarily – I'm sorry. I don't necessarily believe that because it's rookie camp. So who is he simulating doing what?
Like he's lining up behind the group, the 7-on-7 group that's in front of him, and he's simulating running out to his position. If there was a motion call on it, he's faking the motion, setting up, and then going like through a walkthrough of the play call, while the other guy is in front of him. So it's kind of like, all right, what are we doing here? We're getting one message this way, one message this way. Who's telling the truth? Who's blowing smoke up the ass? Frankly, I can give 2 shits because you know what? It's the first day that these guys have put a helmet on, a jersey on,
right,
and had any type of structure for the 49ers. So I think it's irrelevant if you really want to know my opinion. So that's where I'm at with that. But as far as today, I mean, listen, I understand it was only 7-on-7s. There's no offensive lineman going against defensive linemen. There were just helmets and shirts and jerseys and shorts. No contact. But I'm telling you now, Romelo Heights get off is no joke. I'm telling you, it's like he shot out of a friggin' cannon. I know you were just about to put the video up, but I mean, can you do that, or are you going to get flagged for that?
I got this, man. They can't flag me, baby. I'm untouchable, baby. What's up? Oh, so you have to play it with the audio, or it won't play? I don't understand why this keep. I hate technology, bro. They just do shit like this. I said they can't fuck with me, and then look what they do. They fuck with me. Oh, hold up. Am I here? Am I back? Can you guys see me?
They can see you. This thing's still spinning the video.
Yeah, but it's saying I don't have any Wi-Fi. Hold on. Let me try to play with this real quick. Let me connect to the router. It shouldn't even be on the Wi-Fi. Maybe that's why I was doing that. All right, let me refresh it again. Anyways, I will I'll get this going here. You guys just got to give me a damn second. I don't know what the it's been one of those days for me, man. All right, let's try it again. They say 3rd time's a charm, although it's still saying that I'm not on the Ethernet, which is pissing me off even more. Okay. All right. Well, fuck the Ethernet. Here we go. Let's see. As soon as I mute it, it pauses it. That is absolutely incredible. And I know you guys couldn't hear it anyway. Okay. Well, fuck it. This is half the show, if I'm being honest with you, like this. So, I don't know what's happening on my end here, guys. I tell you what, Tony. Let me refresh my page. You talk to the crowd for a second, okay?
All right. If you guys have any questions, just throw them in there. I'll look at the questions and answer them as they come in. See some of you saying Larry. I like Larry, but I just don't understand how we can put a sudden judgment on a. I don't know. I don't know if he's. I don't know. But if you guys have got questions, throw them in there. Just to reiterate, I was just really, really impressed with Romelo Heights' explosion off the snap. He looks legit. There's no doubt in my mind that his first step is going to be an issue for some offensive linemen in this league. Now I feel like the chat is not even moving. I don't know.
It's all good. I got it working now, so I'm turning off the audio sharing. I think it was something that was going on with StreamYard, if I'm being honest with you, but I just refreshed it. So here's the video here. No audio, so we can talk over it here. This is height here. One of his first snaps as a Niner, or first reps, I should say, as a Niner. You can see the footsteps and all that shit. Like there's another one from a different angle I'm going to show you guys in a second.
Where he's aligned next to a defensive tackle, right?
Yes, yeah.
That's the one you really see him go. It's just like, wow.
Right. Like that's going to be the one where you can, because you have something to compare it to. You have someone by his side that you can say, "Oh, okay, I see what they were doing here." So let me go ahead and play that one really quick.
Yeah, DJ Malone asked, "Do you believe Dinkins beats out Ferrell in camp?" Listen, unfortunately, I can't give you a true assessment of that because I'm not there and I'm going by the word. Yes, this is it. I'm trying to see who that defensive lineman is. Is that Thompson? Like, look at how, like, it's crazy. Like, if that was Thompson, Thompson's a pretty athletic defensive tackle. Like, I think that is Thompson from Illinois, the undrafted free agent that they gave $250 to. No, watch him, watch Romello and watch Thompson. Romello's 2 yards downfield.
Did you see the difference in the time? Like you can, if you guys watch in between them, there is a ball that they're snapping, so you can see it. You can see there's a ball in between them. Watch that ball. Oh, I know what to do. I'm gonna put this in slow motion. Can you do that on X? I am. I'm gonna put this in half speed. I want you guys to watch the timing from the time the ball moves and then their reaction times, because it's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive, not going to lie to you. Here you go. Focus on that ball. It's between Romello Heights' legs. Look at him. He's like revving. Look, he's like one of those horses in the pen. This is half speed, by the way. Ball. He was on his third little step before the guy got to his second one. It's very impressive.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Very impressive. And I'm going to share some other clips from camp today. I have a couple of bookmarks here. Tony, you can feel free to discuss whichever ones you want, but these are just some of the bookmarks that I have here. This is Kaelon Black here, running routes, catching passes. Not something that he did a lot of last year. What are your thoughts on this, Tony?
I mean, he put some of the doubters at rest maybe a little bit to see how smooth he looked in his route running and how he caught it and transitioned upfield. That's a positive. DJ Malone earlier, before you came on, made a pretty good comparison of him. DJ said Black kind of reminds him of Garrison Hurst type runner. If you look at it, look at his strides. He's got short, choppy, powerful strides. And that's the way Garrison Hurst ran. So, I mean, it'd be interesting to see how he develops with pads. Here you got Willis and Cruz. I mean, the athleticism of Cruz just literally just jumps off the screen.
You know what's interesting? When they were doing the rookies walking onto the field, he looks so much smaller than Willis. But then right here, he doesn't look that much smaller.
Yeah.
But he looks significantly smaller than him. Significantly.
A lot of people are projecting him to be the starting left guard. And, like, as far as, like, just watching him in the Senior Bowl, I mean, he had a pretty solid Senior Bowl going against top quality competition. And it's encouraging, and his body looks like he's a little undersized, but he plays bigger than his body. His hands are good, his punch is good, his grip is good. As you
in
can
this
see,
drill, he's left tackle in this drill.
No, he's left guard. Cruz is the left tackle.
No.
Yeah.
I thought it looked like It looked like they had Willis as a guard because he's got his hand in the dirt.
Yeah.
Can guards stand up straight like that?
Look
at this.
Willis is 74.
Yeah, he puts his hand down and Cruz stands up. I'm sorry. I was talking about Cruz when I said he's playing tackle.
Oh. Yeah, Cruz is playing tackle.
I thought I said that. And you think that Willis is going to get the left guard spot, or you said people think that Willis is going to get it over who?
Like all the local beat writers are saying Willis has a legit shot to win. I can't see that Toth kid that they signed from Philly. I mean, listen, I think if it comes down to Toth or guys they want to try to develop in this rookie class, I think these guys get the nod over Toth because, I mean, what's Toth's position? Like, what are we doing? Is he center? Is he guard? I think you have a couple guys that could come in and compete for the guard spot. I think you have 3 of them, potentially 4 of them. You know, you have Colby, you have Willis, you have Jones, the kid they signed as a free agent with a neck issue coming from Dallas. So I think there's going to be a pretty decent competition. Here you have Grayson Holton, low pad level, firing the hands up to the chest, quick twitch. Boom, look at that. Like, right off the line.
Ridiculously low and powerful. Holy shit.
You see, like, the traits that the Niners must have saw in him to take him. And listen, you know, we could talk about the value and the consensus board, blah, 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 whatever. This kid clearly has something. He has some. He's got the motor. He's got the tenacity. He's got the hands. He's got the strength. He's got the first step. He's twitched. So, I mean, listen, I know it's versus guys in pads. It's not full contact. It's not playing against the starting group. So, I mean, he's going to have a little bit more to prove. But, I mean, these are all encouraging things that we're seeing on day one of putting a helmet on. Like, not even, like, this is their first day on a field in any structured activity.
Look at how low his hips are. Look at that. Watch him drop his hips before he goes. Look. Boom. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. And so did Kosaric, obviously. You saw him clapping there.
That was my thing coming into the process, right? Everyone's like, oh, should they take Banks? Should they take this one? Nah, man. I don't want big dudes. This is why you don't want big dudes. Because when he gets tired, he's still going to be low. You got a guy like Banks who starts getting winded, man. He's going to be standing up just like an Eiffel Tower. Like, you're going to push his ass right back. I think, in my opinion, everything that was revealed to us through social media by whether it was Lombardi, Wagner, Larry Kruger, whoever it was taking these pictures and stuff like that. You know, first of all, thank you, Vic Tafur. Thank you for sharing this because people on the West Coast aren't privy to this stuff. And it sucks because, like, you know, we want to see all this shit. We would love to see all this shit. And this is our only glimpse of what they look like on the field. And I'm telling you, I understand it's only rookie minicamp, but there's some encouraging things that you're seeing here. Good technique, firing off the ball, good hands, good feet, twitching.
You can tell who has more power here by the way the sled ends. You see that sled ends? Mm-hmm. Or did he release later? They released around the same time. It's just more power. He's 67 is taking that sled with him. But we didn't bring in height for power. We brought him in for speed. And watch his inside arm, 94. He chops that arm down, even though there's no arm there. And then you watch 67, he does a swipe up.
Right? Like, here's the thing, though, right? Like this is what I want you to look at. That's the kid Easton, I think, from Tennessee at 67. And that's Romello Height. Romello Height's taller with longer arms. Easton's a shit ton stronger, heavier, shorter. I want you to look at the punch on the bag and how much higher Height is getting rather than Easton at the initial point of contact. That bag is higher on the initial punch.
He's lifting someone off the ground like that. Look at that. Oh, man.
You know, those are not like those sleds. So listen, it's all positive, and these are the things that you want to see. You want to see, like, oh, okay, this guy could do it at the next level. You don't want to see, like, I mean, who was the one year they brought a guy in, an undrafted free agent or a draft pick? he hit that sled and kind of like just stalemated him, and he didn't know what to do. I forgot who it was, but I mean, I remember seeing it. I was like, yep, he's going to struggle.
What I like about this drill in particular is you can see their speed, because what they're reacting to is that black bar is simulating the snap of the ball.
Yeah.
So when that bar pops, that's when they're supposed to go. They both go right for the top corners, but you can tell Romello uses that height right away. He lifts them all the way up, and then he goes outside.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm excited, man.
And I love Romello wearing 94. Love it.
Yeah. I hope he keeps it. I really hope he keeps it, man.
The only number I would say switch to is 56, but if it's 94 or 56 for me for him.
There was one more drill that we wanted to do.
Yeah, the wide receiver. It was on the bottom.
Yeah, this is the one right here. Check this out. Check this out, guys. Stribling sighting.
Sink. Catch. I mean, I'm no expert wide receiver coach or expert on scouting wide receivers, but I feel like he moved pretty gracefully through that drill. Matter of fact, someone posted this exact video saying that he looks like he's coming in and out of his breaks like Terrell Owens. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to make of it, but I love seeing this shit. I love seeing them, like, on the field. I love it.
I like watching. It's only 3 little steps to break down and change direction. Watch when he goes to change direction. Every time he hits that corner, you're going to see his feet do 1, 2, 3, and he's changes direction. Watch. And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, man.
You know why it's 3, right? Because the third foot is the push-off foot.
Yeah, you're pushing off. Yeah. So he's not wasting any steps. He's doing it perfectly already. And it was a low pass. Look at the concentration to bring it in. Now, granted, it was right in front of him, but still. Oh, I can't wait, man. I'm so excited for 49ers football this year. Week 1 is going to be a lot of fun.
I mean, listen, it's very preliminary, but I mean, there's a lot of positive. There's a lot of positive things you're seeing with these kids. You see, and this is the difference when you're going with somebody who's 23, 24 rather than 2021, right? They're polished already. They're experienced already. So you got to come in and just mold them to what you want. They're past that point. These guys are ready to play at the next level, age-wise, body strength-wise, development-wise. You know, Stribling's been to 3 pretty good programs: Wazoo, Oklahoma State, and he finished at Ole Miss. All right, some people are on the record saying his Oklahoma State film was better than his Ole Miss film. All right, his Oklahoma State, you know, I was under the impression that potentially that he could be that with Oklahoma, Ole Miss, that they do run a somewhat of a pro style offense with some NFL routes. Not all. It's very undisciplined, free hitches, comebacks, deep over, shallow overs, crosses, stuff like that. It's not a full route tree, but if you put his Oklahoma State tape on, you see him just work the fucking middle of the field with ease. And that's what you want to see. You know what I'm saying? You want to see him come to this level and just continue to take that step.
Yeah, I got another one for you guys here. Check this one out. That was a 1-foot change of direction. That was good.
Seems like the box is wider. I mean, maybe that one he rounded.
It was a different route. Yeah.
This one seems like it's a little bit more. His hips are a little bit more open, and his change of direction isn't as fast, or as prominent or as sharp. Where it seems like he's going to run out as a concept, peel back right here, and then round this route off to the sideline. Like, you know what I'm saying? it's not as disciplined. Maybe that's what Larry was talking about, because his first box drill or cone drill that he ran, he was a lot more crisp. Boom, 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 plant go. Boom, 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 plant go. So you saw the plant go and the body weight shift. There was no like awkwardness to it. So that could be what maybe he was referring to. I don't know. But this one, he's right. Like Howdy 49ers just even said it himself. The top of the drill in that last video, he rounded that route. Where the first initial part of that, where he did the sprint, he went out and then he peeled back in. That could be like one of those like zigzag routes that they run, like those boom bang and come right back in, like faking you're going out, flip your hips, turn your head, and look in. That could be something like that. So, I mean, listen, it's all early. It's very simple. It's very basic and vanilla right now. As training camps go, as OTAs develop, you're going to start getting the install, the preparation. It seemed like the workout today was scheduled for more of the people, the tryouts, for a shot to come in and try to earn a roster spot and sign an NFL contract, than it was the guys that they were drafted. I mean, clearly.
Yeah, absolutely. I like it, man. That's all we're going to have as far as the film breakdown. We're going to go ahead and jump into the pressers. Tony, you know to tell me to pause, stop, whatever it is that you want. If there's something that you want to say, I'm going to stop when I got something to say, because that's just my thing here. So now we're going to begin assessing the pressers. And today we're going to hear from the coordinators. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, let's have some fun here. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
What's going on, guys? I'm doing absolutely outstanding. Friday to be here and talk to you guys. What's going on?
That shit-eating grin on his face.
You were hired, I believe, early February. Our first chance to meet you, so very nice seeing you up there. What have you been doing as far as when you take over as defensive coordinator? What are the first things on your plate when you come to a new building?
It's pretty simple. You get a chance to go evaluate, all the guys that are in this building, our current players, the people that we have. You get a chance to, really marvel over some of the talent that they've been able to acquire over here over the last couple of years. Being in this division not too long ago, you got a chance to know a lot of the guys and know a lot about all the guys. And then obviously the people that they acquire, through the draft. But you really want a good feel on, the people that are here, what they have, what's already in place, what they've done really well. And I was really close to this building from afar. So that happened pretty easily and pretty seamlessly with some of the coaches that we do have.
You kind of alluded to it just then. Over the years, Kyle has said he's wanted to bring you here many times. How close were you over the years to being here, and what made right now the right time?
I don't know. You got to ask Kyle how close, because you're either on the stick where we went to Super Bowl together in 2016, and easily could have come then if allowed to. Denials there from that standpoint, nothing in a negative way, but it's always nice to be wanted within your own building as well. So being able to stay there over the course of the years, and then obviously when things didn't work out the first time and we were let go in Atlanta, Kyle's always a person that I talk to regardless of the situation. But I had the opportunity to go be a coordinator, and then obviously you guys had great people in place at that point, and D'Amico was in place and going to be the coordinator, but as you know, all coaches want to be around guys that they want to be around. So when you get an opportunity to add people to it, like you guys did with Gus Bradley last year, was probably going to be something similar opportunity at that point. But got fortunate enough, was able to go with Sean, who's another guy that you always talk to when these kind of things come up, and went to LA and had some success there, and was able to go along and become a head coach again back in Atlanta. So this time when it came open, had a couple different opportunities. You're never expecting it, but you really, not expecting those things to happen. And you just kind of, you sit back, you kind of take some time with family and do some of the things that we all want to do, and we're not looking at you guys. And get the opportunity to go out there and make some real decisions. And Kyle was, someone that you love working with, love working for. Not to say that you wouldn't like working with other people as well, but Kyle's definitely one of those people you always want to work with from our time being in, whether it was Tampa, the original time we worked together when we were both young puppies, or the second time we worked together when we were in DC, and being able to be around his father and be around the Shanahan family and the tradition and the culture that they're able to form, and really molded me throughout my career since I was around the Shanahan, to be honest. So.
I paused it right in time. While we wait for this commercial to end, I want to ask Davo what he means about this here. He says something along the lines of, he says Stribling is just Jauan Jennings 2.0, and I wanted to know what you mean by that. I think we gotta be really, really careful with this just Jauan Jennings 2.0. I don't really know what you mean by that. Are you downplaying Stribling? Are you, because you also said 2.0, which means the improved version of it. I think we're going to get
defensive philosophy.
I think we're going to get significantly more out of Stribling than what we got out of Jauan Jennings. I know that we like Jauan Jennings blocking. We like him on third downs, and that's kind of, to me, where it stopped. I think over the years, Jauan Jennings' hands became a little more and more questionable as time went on. I think as the team needed to depend on him more, his hands got a little bit more questionable, right? But Stribling is, this is going to sound blasphemous because we haven't seen him yet, but based off of what I saw from college film, he's a more physical blocker than what Jauan Jennings was. His college teams used him as an inline tight end at times, like an extension of the offensive line. I mean, Tony, please feel free to share your thoughts on this. The comparisons to Jauan, plus the fact that he's wearing 15 right now, it's not going to stop, but I think we got to be really, really careful if we think that we're just getting another Jauan Jennings here.
I mean, a lot of people wore 15, right? Terrell Owens, as a rookie, wore 15 in minicamp. Michael Crabtree wore 15. He's wearing 15. Jauan Jennings wore 15. If you're asking me who to compare him from just based off of what we know, what we have seen from collegiate film and the little glimpse of today, I see him as a Michael Crabtree type wide receiver with speed, big hands, can run the routes, can create the separation, can get the yak with the ball in his hands. He's known to be a hell of a blocker. I've seen several times in collegiate film, whether it was Ole Miss or Oklahoma State, where he was brought from the right side to the left side of the motion, and his assignment was to block the LOS who comes unfreely, which the LOS means the last man on the line of scrimmage. So how he just steps up untouched, thinking he's like, oh, I'm going to clean this guy's clock, and here comes a wide receiver from the backside of the play to try to, pin him out, and the running back will make the cut off the wide receiver's block up the field and off the edge. So, they're tying him because the first thing they said, he's a tenacious blocker. Oh, well, he's the next Jauan Jennings. Okay, great. Well, he's a lot faster than Jauan Jennings. He can run better routes, even based off of what we've seen in collegiate, where the route tree wasn't as demanding or discipline, requires discipline and timing in the routes at the NFL level. We have never seen that in the collegiate level like it is at San Francisco. But if he's showing he could do that at college, in the SEC, and I'm going to make a very crucial point here. His best games were in the collegiate football playoffs, where he took Georgia's top corner and just put it in sixth gear and ran away from him. And, the kid is fast with the ball in his hand. So something that the Niners have been missing immensely with yak, with guys who can get the ball, turn upfield, and make it and run away. Whether it was Ayuk, whether it was Debo, whether it was Kittle when he's healthy. And now the new look for 2025 was Jennings, who's a basically borderline 4-7 wide receiver. Ricky Pearsall flashed it, showed the potential of yak and running with the ball in his hands, but the injuries prevented him from doing it, on a consistent level. So now you're adding this piece to the puzzle, and listen, it's only going to make it better for, I think, Brock Purdy. But again, he's going to learn the offense, pick up his responsibility. He will block. So it's going to be interesting to see, man. I'm excited. I'm not willing to say anything negative or overwhelmingly positive about him because we've seen 3 videos. You
right.
can't.
Go ahead.
You can't say anything based off of those 3 videos, but you see the potential.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Like when I look at his tape, right? There's 3 players that come to mind for me. I see the hands of an Ayuk, right? Ayuk wasn't the most sure-handed guy, but he was more sure-handed than he wasn't, right? So Ayuk was like an 80% catcher, right? I think that you can get that out of Stribling. I see the speed of Terrell Owens in this kid. I have no idea what Terrell Owens' 40 time is. Somebody can look it up if you guys want to compare it. But when I watch him on film, that's what I see. I see Terrell Owens' type of speed. I have no idea what the 40 hold on. Let me just look it up really quick.
If I had to guess, I think Terrell Owens was like a 4.42.
All right. This says, okay, his unofficial 40 time was 4.38. So that's unofficial.
He's actually faster, Stribling. He's a 4.32.
Yeah, so 4.37.
4.37.
So, or 4.36, I'm sorry. He was 4.36. The other Ole Miss receiver that we have was 4.37. My bad. That was Watkins, 4.37. He's 4.36. So faster than Terrell Owens, and that's like an official time, by the way. Terrell Owens was a hand time from his pro day, right? And then the blocking of, I'm going to say George Kittle, not even Juwan Jennings. So this is a hell of a weapon that the Niners have here, and if he can bring it all together, I think we're gonna be really, really excited about this kid. So I'm absolutely excited. I don't think that this guy is just going to be a slot receiver. This is going to be a guy that Kyle can move all around the formation once he gets settled in. We might not see it all in year 1. I'm talking about during his career as a 49er wide receiver. I think he's going to move all over the place. When Mike Evans finally leaves, does he go outside now? You know what I mean? Does he take that position from him? Like, or take over that position? I'm really, really excited about this guy. So those are my 3 guys there: blocking of George Kittle, speed of Terrell Owens, and the hands of a Brandon Ayuk. And that is something very, very needed with this team. Like, holy smokes, man. Wow. All right, let's go ahead and get back to it. I just wanted to, address that comment right there. All right, let's go ahead and get back to this show.
We're seeing across the league more 5-man fronts pretty generally. What is or I guess the question is, why do you think that is, and what's your philosophy on 5-man fronts?
These guys are getting, they're harder to defend. Just the coordinators in this league, like, let's not kid ourselves. People want to see offense. The rules have changed in different ways for you to do different things. So you got to have some multiplicity in your front. You got to have multiplicity in the back end. You got to be able to do different things. You like to be able to do those things when you decide to do those things and use them as terms where you can, dictate, so to speak. But, we have been a 4-down rush team, and we've done a nice job in it. I know we've dibbled and dabbled a little bit last year, even with Robert Saleh, which I have so much respect for, and what he was able to do and how we did it. But, I was able to accumulate and acquire a bunch of different ideas and thoughts along my stops with the different people that I work with, whether it's been Jim Haslam in Washington, where they were strictly a 3-4 base Pittsburgh team, or really being able to do some of the different things that we did last year, being able to mix it up, being able to play some 4-down stuff, being able to play a bunch of 5-down stuff. So, like, I think you got to be able to move around and kind of move those chess pieces to be able to help you go out there and really do your best to stop these really explosive offenses. That's okay.
Sorry. Kyle has talked a lot about when it comes to the development of a coach. He credits his early time in Tampa getting to actually work on the defensive side of the ball to help him as an offensive coach. And he's talked about different coaches having that experience. You obviously have worked on both sides. How much do you credit your work on the offensive side, including with Kyle in Atlanta, for your development as a defensive coach?
No, I mean, it's been our whole career has kind of been the business of being nosy, so to speak. So, like, when Kyle came to Tampa, fresh out of UCLA, all fired up and eager, we were stealing his dad's zone scheme, keeper game, as much as he was stealing Tampa 2 and all different values that he wanted to bring to us. So when we did all the cross training, even when we were young, it was constantly, staff development within the building with some of the better coaches that we had been around in our lifetime. We really, Mike Tomlin was secondary coach, and Monty Kiffin was the defensive coordinator, along with Rob Marinelli, and what he was able to bring with the original, a part of his attack front, doing some of the different things, sort of the stud that we have, very similar to that stuff. And he was around a lot of good coaches, and Joe Barry, all those guys. But we shared a bunch of information, and then I got a chance to obviously work on defense for such a long time. And when I was able to switch over to offense, with Kyle in Atlanta, kind of having the outside in version of what the offense looks like, what it means, and what it's going to do, to really get into the deep weeds of it and watch him game plan and watch him go through the process of a week, preparing for a different team. And then even when he left, being able to stay on that side of the ball and really develop and grow, and as a person that can really go out there and formulate plays to go find open spaces and do different things that you want to do from an offensive standpoint, was so much fun and so much different perspective than you had just going out there coaching defense, right? You can actually, speak in their language, understand what some of the quarterback reads are, being able to be detailed enough to go out there and try to stop those things, being able to explain it to your players in a completely different way, which was my strength when I went from defense to offense, and then being able to come back, it still remains your strength. So you grow from all the experiences, you gain all the experience with the people, and I've really enjoyed the process of being able to switch back and forth. Now, not many coaches in the National Football League say they can coach on both sides of the ball, and definitely not many can say they've been on a number one defense and a number one offense and coached on those sides of the balls in respective seasons. So I am truly blessed, truly feel it as like a definite benefit to being able to work with Kyle and being able to work around those type of people.
That was a very exciting answer to me. So the question was basically, Kyle attributes his offensive mindset to his time as working on the defensive side of the ball and then taking advantage of it. He basically just echoed it, just flipped it, right? And what he said before that, when you combine it with what he just said, his answer to the question before that was about not being pigeonholed, basically, into just sticking with your base formation, being able to throw multiple looks. He said not just up front, but also in the secondary. How many times last year did we watch the Niners just get beat over and over and over on the same type of play because we couldn't do anything different in the secondary? Forget up front. We couldn't do anything different in the secondary. Here he is saying that he's going to be able to do different things up front and in the secondary. Different looks for both ways. He's not going to have to just stay, this is the game plan, this is what we're going to do. He's going to be able to say, all right, guys, this isn't working. Let's do this. Or this is working. Let's tighten this down or whatever. Tony, that's got to be damn exciting if you're a defensive player hearing this guy say that. I think a guy like Fred Warner is going to benefit and love working with a guy like Raheem Morris. What are your thoughts on what he said so far?
No, I mean, I agree. I gotta be honest with you, I dozed off for a minute. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh shit.
I dozed off for like a second, but there's how much more time on this does he have? Because there was a part of it, I think it didn't come up yet, about his scheme and fitting his scheme to. He's got like 2-3 more minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he talked. I don't know if he might have said it already. I don't know. He talked about it, how his scheme is going to be to the strength of his players. So he's going to install his scheme, but he's not going to take their players out of their comfort zone and what they already know. So he's going to adapt the scheme to the player's skill set. And then the wrinkle would be the 5-man fronts. So I like that because he's obviously watched film. He went against this defense with Fred and Nick, with Dre now, and he knows what these guys do good. So now he's going to take that and all the new pieces that are added to the puzzle, he's going to try to find their strengths, and he's going to come up with a scheme that where it's going to be, yes, a 4-3 front, but you're going to get 5-man front looks at time to keep it versatile or hybrid and keep like offenses guessing. The Robert Saleh's defense was stagnant. Let's admit it. There was a point in time we all wanted Saleh gone, but we were happy as hell when we brought him back because why? He's a great teacher of defense and football of that scheme. And then what did we do last year? We friggin' hit the defense with an influx of youth. So you need a great teacher to teach the youth to come in and pick it up, adapt to it, understand it. And then now these guys got a full year under their belt, and you're coming in and Raheem's going to take it to the next level. right? Just like offenses evolve, defenses need to evolve. You can't be stagnant and stay the same. So it's going to be interesting. I think the blitzes are going to be different. I think there's going to be more games up front with the linemen. And, it's kind of like I think they're going to be more aggressive.
Yep. I agree. I like it. All right, here we go. Let's keep this thing going here, man.
Being able to work and with Kyle.
I think Grant has the next question here.
Those type of people.
Do you expect your defense to resemble what it looked like in Atlanta, or is it going to be more of a continuation of what's been happening here the last few years?
We definitely want to do what's best for our players. You're always going to do what they do really well. Fred Warner is Fred Warner for a reason. I'm going to try to utilize those guys to the best of their ability to do some of their different things and be to have some additions to be able to go out there and ultimately to go try to win a championship. Whatever's required, whatever's needed to go do those things, those are the expectations, and those are the things that we want to get done. So to say it's going to be more resemblant to me or more resemblant to them, it's going to be what's best for us in order to go win football games. And I think that's the best way to look at it, ultimately, whatever it takes to go win football games.
And you want to know why he was able to say that? The reason why he was able to say that is because Kyle fully trusts him.
Oh my God. I just got chills. I'm not gonna lie to you. I literally have goosebumps on my arm right now. Like that. Listen, man. I got so tired of watching the NFC Championship game. I mean, not NFC Champ, the divisional game. It was terrible. It was just wash, rinse, repeat, and it was like
it also was due to the injuries. So I mean that.
No, absolutely. But they were so handcuffed because they couldn't mix anything up due to the type of players that they had out there. These guys the linebackers that we had 4 games together total. Like, and you're in a playoff game. Like, I mean, this is going to be completely different, man. And I was over Salah early when he first got here, and like I said, it took us getting Bosa and Ford at the same time to save or revitalize his career,
rejuvenate.
Rejuvenate, like whatever. Like it needed a shock, and he got it with those players. And I think that he kind of rode the wave of those players, and that's fine, right? As a coordinator, you want to do what the players can do well. But being able to mix it up and not have to say, listen, I know you can do this well, but we need you to only do this because everybody else can't do X, Y, and Z, right? The times that we complained about Fred Warner was when his right-hand man wasn't there, or when somebody else is having a bad game and he's overcompensating. All of a sudden, it's like, all right, well, we don't have to worry about that. Like, just already, he's bringing a different type of energy to this. I don't want Tony to fall asleep, so I'm going to shut up and let this thing play.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm watching something right now. You're good.
This is the perfect pair for your iPhone.
Of course. Here we go.
And it replaces 3 different chargers. This is the Ridge Magnetic.
I should have logged in on my brother's account so we can skip the ads. I apologize, guys.
The 49ers made you pick them. I know you said you had some other teams, but what was it about this organization that felt right?
Didn't know all about the organization before, knew more about Kyle, knew more about Lynch. Obviously, those are guys that I've been really close to just throughout the whole process of everything, right? Having the ability to coach Lynch when I was a very young football coach, being around that culture and what it meant, and then having a chance to be a coach with Kyle and being a coach with Kyle in multiple spots, and then have an opportunity to come out here. And then you get out here and you see what everything is like, what they've done together, how they built this thing to be able to run the draft, be able to run the process, be able to run the standard of play, being around these guys. And then, really competing against these guys, you get this healthy respect of just, you love to be a part of that. When you get a chance to go be a part of teams like that, which I've been fortunate enough to do in the past, it certainly made it like an easier choice for me, with all due respect to the people that I talked to, because like everybody that I talked to that actually called me, got so much respect for those people. But, Kyle was a great opportunity to come work here at the 49ers.
I want someone to ask him if he felt that they didn't need to address the safety position. I just want to know how he responds to it. He's obviously not the GM. He's not player personnel guy, so he doesn't get to pick the players. But I would just love to know if he feels like there's a lot of untapped potential there, because I feel that way. I think Siegel has something that can be tapped into. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Mustafa has something that can be tapped into. I think that there's talent there, and we may not have had to go out and get it. And there are some options. The guy just got released from Indy. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some players out there that probably could come in and help the Niners right away. But I'm wondering if he's even as a defensive coordinator, you don't want to look at who's available. You want to look at who you already have, and that's what you want to focus on. But you can't tell me that you wouldn't get excited if you found out a certain player was available and what he would add to your team. I just want to know if he thought that there was guys available in the draft that he would have liked to get his hands on. He's not allowed to say it, obviously, but I just want to know how he would answer a question like that. So.
By being in Atlanta the last couple of years, you got to see Mike Evans up close, obviously, and you've been in the league as long as he. So what is he going to do to Kyle's offense that you know so well, and having faced it with McCaffrey at full strength and Brock back there?
I just think it's more about, the people, and like what they can do for each other. I think it'd be the most beneficial thing that those guys sit down and talk about and how they can make each other better. Mike is a pain in the neck because he has so many skill sets and different things that he can do. And I'm sure Kyle's going to find things that he didn't do as great and try to make it better. And when you do those things with great players, you capture their attention right away. And when you capture their attention, you get the best from those guys. And I've seen it happen with a bunch of different guys in this past, and I don't want to name their names because some of them have been here, some of them have been other places, but when you get the best version of the players in the building, which I know Kyle can do in the home with the staff, being around these guys, to meet these guys, I'm really fired up, being around Kubiak, being around Mike, being around all the different people that are here. I'm really fired up to see what they can do with Mike and really fired up to see where he can grow here as a player.
Yeah, I booed it. Stupid fucking question. You're asking the defensive coordinator what he thinks a free agent signing to a team that he just got to is going to do for the offense. Why? Why are you asking that question? He doesn't give a shit about what Mike Evans is going to do or not do for the Niners offense. It's not his job. It's a terrible fucking question.
I mean, I guess because he went against them.
So what? Robert Saleh had going to get, who cares? That has nothing to do with Raheem Morris. Absolutely nothing to do with him. I understand why they asked it. It's a stupid fucking question. That has nothing to do with this guy. It has nothing to do with how he's going to earn his bones in the NFL. Never mind. All right, I'm being too picky.
John Lynch said that you brought a lot of energy in the draft meetings. And he said that when you really liked a player, you're like, hey, if we get that guy, we're going to throw a pool party. Any pool party draft picks in this draft from your perspective?
Honestly, it was a cool process for me to be a part of, to find consensus with the organization. I figured we just asked the question about, defensive thoughts and ideas, but it's cool to be able to try to express those things to those guys and those guys to formulate and find ways to be able to help you formulate those things, get those people in the building. But there was certainly some pool party people, both offense and defensively. Being nosy, having the ability to coach on offense and defense, you got a chance to see Stribling. You got a chance to see all these different guys that you were able to acquire on defense. And the way and the manner that we went about getting them, I thought was very unique, and I thought was pretty cool to watch. To watch all these guys and have such a respect for whether you're talking about RJ, whether you're talking about Reek and some of the different guys that are all a part of that process, and along with the coaches and everybody in that room without scouts and everybody coming to these real strong, convictions. I think was pretty cool. I thought it was a great process. I love being around it. And it was definitely some pool party guys. And
he's lying. They asked him about pool party guys, Tony, and the only player he said by name was Stribling, and it has nothing to do with his side of the ball. I don't like it. I don't like the answer. It makes me feel like they didn't get a pool party guy.
Oh, I think they did. I think they definitely did.
I think they did too, but why not name one of them? They got you 4 defensive players. Why not name one? Just one. Just throw somebody out there. They got a really good defensive tackle. They got Odigizua. They got height. You're not gonna name any of those guys, man. All right.
That was a cool thing.
Like about Romello.
What did you see from Romello Height?
I'll come back to that.
She got it.
What did you see from Romello Height and Grayson Halton, your 2 defensive line guys?
Obviously, just going off what you guys know from here, you always want to have those pass rushers, right? And Romello brings a certain ability to pass rush that he showed opposite of his young teammate out there at Texas Tech. And Romelo's going to come in here and be able to provide some of those things for us and be able to get into that room and really learn from one of the best D-line coaches in the world, and Chris Kasarik and Greg Scruggs and obviously Cam Brown, and being able to get with those guys and be able to be the best version of himself. So watching Romelo as a pass rusher, watching Romelo be able to go out there and do some different things, whether it be in the pass game or whether it be even in the run game, you see all the things that we love, about the guy, the wit, the stuff that he does, how he plays the game and all the stuff. And he plays with high energy, probably one of the highest energy guys in the draft that we saw and that I was at least able to evaluate. So extremely confident and fired up about that. And
Now that is an applause-worthy answer right there. Now that's a good answer right there. Good question, good answer. What do you like about those guys, right? And shut up. The reason I'm playing the applause for that, his answer was all-encompassing. He answered the question. He talked about what they bring to the table, the pass rush. But what made me the most excited, he couldn't tell you the name of the guy that was playing opposite of Romelo Height, the guy that went in the first round, the guy that went top 10. That tells me that the Niners were actually looking at Romelo Height, not settling on him. He was the guy. That tells me that he was the focus. Tony, what was the guy's name that played on the Texas Tech team with him?
David Bailey.
He didn't know it. He had no idea. The other guy on the opposite side of him at Texas Tech. That's how he referred to him. And he's allowed to say David Bailey's name. He's allowed to say it. And he was a top 10 prospect on every draft board in the world. The Niners weren't looking at him. They weren't. They evaluated both of those guys, and they took Bailey off the board. And they said, no, Height's the one. He's the one. And I love that. That's why I gave that a round of applause. Oh, man, I like that a lot. I love that answer.
Halton, right? He gives that same type of interior presence. Last year, you guys went out and added big CJ, and you had a big AC, big-time run stoppers, big-time guys that can just get off the ball, disrupt, and do a bunch of different things. And you go out there and keep adding guys in those positions so you can get that constant roll. And to be able to get those guys to roll through that cause absolute disruption for everybody that we play against is something that you love.
Raheem, I'm curious, when you and Kyle were in the Super Bowl versus the Patriots, you guys obviously came so close, and this organization has done this pretty much the same. Have you guys kind of had the chance to connect about that, and how eager are you guys? How eager are you guys to bring the Bay Area and the Niners to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, ultimately as a competitor is what you want to do. It's what you think about every single day, and then nothing would be more satisfying for me personally than to be able to come here and help this organization, this head coach, this general manager, this owner, this team, the players that they have. We talk about Fred Warner and Nick Bosa and guys that absolutely you want to go win that thing for. And you get kind of chills just really thinking about it. But to have the ability to go do that and help people do that, that's what you coach for. That's the ultimate goal.
Yes, Braun Mueller. I am saying that they wanted Romelo over Bailey, and I'm going to tell you why. They knew they weren't picking top 10. They knew they weren't picking top 15 and couldn't trade up. They knew they weren't picking top 20 and couldn't trade up. So you look at them, cool, but Bailey wasn't the guy for them. Height was the guy that was in reach. Height was the guy that they wanted. Height was the guy that brought the aspect and the element that they needed. Bailey doesn't have the speed that Height has. And if you watch the film, Bailey, sure, he produced. We get all that. But it's never been about production at the college level for the 49ers and their defensive line. It's been about traits. Nick Bosa did not have a ton of college production, but everybody knew Nick Bosa was the guy. Everybody knew it because it was all about the traits. It was all about the traits. So, yes, Braun, I am saying that Romelo was their guy over Bailey. Bailey's got the flashy numbers. That's cool. But Bailey benefited from a really good defensive line. So did Romelo Height. But when you go back and you break it all down, you see Romelo playing against the better tackle, the left tackle, more times than not. Why? Why? Give me the guy that's going to go out there and apply consistent pressure from the best tackle that they are putting him up against. Because if we get Nick Bosa back, now all of a sudden it's a game. Now all of a sudden it becomes a real game. Give us that speed. Give us that bend. That's what we've been lacking. We didn't need a Bailey. Tony, am I wrong with what I'm saying here? Did you fall asleep again, buddy?
Yeah, probably.
Oh shit. I'm over Tony. All right, man. I'm just saying. I think the traits of height are more what the Niners need over Bailey.
Yes,
that's what I think.
Yes. He's more explosive off the snap, arm length, hand usage, power in his hands. He's just a good rusher, man. I mean, like there were times where height actually stood out over Bailey in some of their Texas Tech college film, but I mean,
this guy says Romello only produced when Bailey was double teamed. All right, I got no response for you, man. If that's what you think, God bless you. You're wrong, but God bless you. That's it. I'm not gonna argue with the chat. So, all right, Tony, let's finish strong, man. Come on.
Guys, you're going back with.
I think this is the last question for him.
It's been a friendship for a long time. What do you think clicks between you two guys?
Really, the ultimate thing with coaches that really are committed to each other is obsession. And he has an obsession about football that's just, unmatched. And when you have that obsessive personality to be the very best at what you do, I think that's something that ultimately clicks when you're talking about coaches. Like there's going to be coaches in everybody's office. There's going to be cross-training. And it's already started to happen, with, Mick Lombardi on the offensive staff, myself, my own personal staff, being able to get with Matt Eberflus, being able to get with Jerry Gray, some of the guys that were here like Chris Kaserik, being able to go to their side of the ball with some of the young guys that are just eager to be the very best, to be able to learn and keep growing. Like that. It's just an obsession of football that makes you click.
Whoa, looks like you're backing up a bit here. Okay,
All
Luann?
right, so that's it.
Is there a
for him.
Luann in the house?
Remember, you don't work here. Young homeowners is our offensive coordinator.
Have a good one, guys.
Let's go ahead and get to it.
How's it going? Good to see you.
I'm not expecting much from this, just so you guys know.
Everything's new here, but definitely level of excitement too. Sorry.
Yep. I've been here the whole time, but yeah, it's been good to have the players back for sure. Always a new energy when those guys are back in the building, getting to see them every day, reminding us why we like them so much, and just getting to be around the guys brings us energy every day. And I'm excited for this phase 2, which starts next week, and then getting into our OTAs. It'll be good.
Your goals, or what do you try to accomplish when you get the rookies in here for the first time?
It's a combination of things. I think one, you really want them to start digging into the installs, right, and the playbook a little bit, and they get in the meeting room with the coaches. So there's that part of it, the mental, getting them on the field and just kind of getting them adapted to the drills they're going to be doing, the way we practice, the way we work on the field. It's I see it as kind of a 2-day orientation for, hey, you're here for a couple of days, you're in the classroom, you're on the practice field, you know how we want to work, you know the standard. All right, and then they're here on Monday. They're out there on the field with the players, and they join the group. So it's kind of that dual purpose. And you want to see what they can do. You got all these tryout guys coming in, some of these free agents we signed. You kind of want to see how they look, and so just all those things. We're evaluating it all. So.
Will any of your quarterbacks be on the field? Track.
I believe Curtis is going to be out there. I'm not 100% sure, but I know Curtis is eligible to be in our minicamp. So, yeah, he might be out there throwing.
What did you find out that you guys had signed Mike Evans, and how do you plan on using him?
How did I find out? Same way you guys did. Showed up on ESPN on that first day of free agency. We were ecstatic and fired up. Obviously, we had a plan. We evaluated him and had intentions to want to sign him, and we talked about it. And so, but just to get it done was incredible. How do we want to use him? I mean, he's a Hall of Fame wide receiver. He's a one-on-one matchup that you can take advantage of when he's on the field, and he's got one-on-one coverage. You want to get the ball to Mike. You feel like he's going to win. He's about as competitive as they come. He's a guy who's going to win his matchups, and it's just really cool to have that alpha type of player out on the field at that position for us again. And we're going to use him the way he's been used his whole career, and hopefully get a few more things out of him too along the way as we get him in our program. So.
Sure, it's an evolving process, but what is kind of your short-term vision for Stribling, and then maybe what the long-term view is where you'd like him to get?
I mean, short-term, it's got to be you got to go day by day with anybody, any new player. You got to teach them the offense. They got to learn everything from the ground up. You got to teach them how you see the position, the fundamentals of playing wide receiver, and he's got to grow from the ground up. I mean, and I don't think any player starts above that. They got to start there, and so that's the first part, and just getting him acclimated to our playbook, our standard, our work ethic, and then our fundamentals. And then I think long term, I think you guys have kind of heard us talk about our vision for him. He's a big, fast, powerful football player, and he can help our offense in so many ways with the ball in his hand as a route runner. Without the ball in his hand is a huge strength of his. The way he plays, his mindset. And so he's a complete football player, and those guys make your team better. So he's going to affect the game in a lot of ways. That's our vision for him as far as the long term.
They need to ask this guy.
Curtis Rourke last year. What's the next step for him?
All right, I'm not mad at the question that they're asking now. What you saw from Curtis Rourke, I'm not mad at that question, but I would like them. I mean, it's rookie minicamp. Like, what rookies are you excited to get your hands on? I know he's going to say all of them, but like, which rookies do you think can have the biggest impact year one type of thing? Like, ask some of those questions, because right now we're just getting the basic minutia. Like, we're getting like just word salad. Like, it's like, oh, we see how they fit, and they got to learn what we do. Like, that applies to everybody. That's a very vanilla answer. And it's not his fault they're asking terrible questions. Now, I do like this question about Curtis Rourke. Tony, do you think this guy has an opportunity to be the Niners' backup for another contract? That's the question with him. Is he just here for his rookie contract, or do you think that they say they can turn him into something where they feel confident with him backing Brock and letting go of a guy like Mac Jones this offseason, maybe trading him at the deadline or something? I don't know. But what do you think about something like that?
I don't know. I just fucking nodded out again. I can't keep my eyes open, bro.
It's all good. All right, I'm gonna keep it rolling.
This offseason.
Got to see him. I think it was a couple weeks. He was able to
talking about
practice,
Curtis Rourke,
and love the arm talent. He's a heck of a thrower.
Maple Mitchell.
He's strong. He can stand in there and make every throw on the field, and we saw that from him when he was able to be on the field. Super bright guy, absorbs our playbook, our offense really well. He hasn't missed a beat on that. And I'm excited to go see him out there and just put it all together and get reps with our guys and consistency and stack days and just see how he gets better. We have high hopes for him, but I'm just excited about him as a player.
I mentioned that Kaelon Black was the number 2 running back on your board this year. What made you so excited about Kaelon when you watched his tape?
He's a guy who, he kind of grew on us over time. The more we studied these backs and really stacked them all together, you saw a guy who got the most out of every run that he put on tape. I mean, when he touched the ball, he was maximizing every play. Whether that be an explosive run where he was going through the line, or it was a run where it wasn't blocked very well and he was going to get you 4 or 5 yards. He's a really physical, tough runner. He's got good speed. And to me, what I loved about watching him was when you saw their team, Indiana, get to the playoffs, he was one of the best players on the field. He was a big reason why they won the national championship. He had some huge games and some huge moments, and just a competitive dude. And so we're real excited about him.
That was a good question. Walked off the field against Seattle, and you watched that film. What stood out to you, and have you guys added some players this offseason that maybe have improved you in those problem areas?
There's a lot of things that didn't go well in that game.
Another good question.
I wouldn't just say offensively, but when you look at our games against them last year overall, they're talented across the board defensively, but there's things you got to do to beat those guys. You got to run the ball better because they want to play their 2-shell defenses, but you got to run the ball better. So we got to improve in that area, whether we're adding players or we're improving our scheme, it starts with that. You got to win. You got to beat their corners. They have great corners that want to challenge you one-on-one. You got to get players who can win one-on-one matchups and who you can make plays to on the outside. I think we tried to address that and just add more depth and more talent at the receiver position. So, but all that's all said and done, you got to go out there and play better football and execute better. And so I'm not going to sit here and say we've solved all those problems. We got to get better as a team and compete better. So, yeah.
I like that.
Stribling question that we've heard that you guys have him in a gold helmet guy, and that means a lot. What have you already picked that up from him just when he's been here, or over the process to get him here? And what does that mean to you?
Yeah, you definitely pick it up when you're interacting with them in the draft process. When you're meeting with these guys and you're doing your interviews, those guys stand out. And just the way that they carry themselves, the way they communicate. Hank, our receiver coach, it stood out to him right away. This guy's different. This guy's a pro. This guy's all about the right things. And you get that feel for them when you get to know them in the draft process. I haven't gotten to be around them a lot yet. I will this weekend, and I will moving forward. And I'm sure those traits will come out, and that's, couldn't ask for anything more than that, but it's just a starting point. Now we got to go out there and play and grow as a player. So, but just getting to know the guy, those characteristics stand out.
The offense.
Back at last season, what were the themes that you are asking Brock to?
It's different than the year before for sure, because he missed a lot of time, and so there's kind of some weird setbacks in his season that I think had to do with his injury. He came out, had an awesome camp, had an awesome first week, and then he has the injury, and then he comes back from the injury, and you could tell it took him a while to kind of get back to feeling 100%. But when you really evaluate where you felt like he was at his best, what does he need to work on? He's always got to strive to be better in the pocket, whether that's your footwork, your mechanics in the pocket, remaining a passer in situations where you can make a play down the field. And then things we're always striving for with him is understanding defense better, accuracy, all those things. So, but I think Brock, as we're really watching these cut-ups, he's really striving to be a better, stronger player in the pocket, and we're going to work on those things this offseason.
What position do you start Carver Willis, the offensive lineman? What position will you start him? What's the biggest challenge for him moving from tackle in the college ranks to inside?
I think we'll probably start him at guard. Probably the left to start now, just the way our depth chart is, where we need bodies, but we'll see. The biggest transition is probably just, guard, there's always more moving parts. We always talk about that, and guards got to worry about, different techniques, different alignments on them, just a little bit more to think about playing guard. But, we're confident he can do it, and just the transition to the NFL is inherently going to be challenging. But that's why we drafted the guy. We think he's a really bright guy. We think he's really versatile. He can actually play center too, we believe. We think he's a guy who has versatility across the offensive line. So it'll be fun to see, kind of put him in a starting point and see how he does, and just see, where we can move him around too.
So the Niners, see this. Oh, all right. I think it's time to wrap this shit up, bro. I hate that answer. Like, all right, cool. Based off of our depth, and we want to try to see how early he can get in. The earliest way to get him in would probably be a guard. I respect that. But then to say, he could probably play some center too. What the fuck? He never did it.
Yeah.
What did you see from this guy that makes you think that he could play center? He is a career tackle in college. Hey, he could probably play center. You could put him anywhere on the offense. Like, what are we talking about?
I also think it has to do with roster economics and how they want to try to structure this roster and how many offensive linemen they want to keep. I think clearly they want guys that could, that are cross-trained and can play multiple positions on the offensive line. He's tying the center position to him because, Brendel is a free agent next year. He's up in age. But I just feel that if they could get like a Carver Willis, that to be able just to back up center for this year, that allows them to keep Carver Willis over Zakel, over Toth, over those guys, and then in return you could keep a Connor Colby as well, and Enrique Cruz with the kid Lowe that they signed as a free agent. So that would be 9 offensive linemen right there, where 2 of them are where Carver could play guard center. But he's got to show he could do it. You can't just come up with the plan. And even like the kid that you liked, Tollison from Missouri, maybe he could show that he could play center. Now you're talking about a different story, all right? So if Tollison could come in and show he could be the backup, and Tollison could push Brendel, right? Now it's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, but the difference is Tollison, he played center. This kid is
they're trying to figure out their roster. They're trying to figure out what players could do what, so they know by the time it comes to cut down. If Willis can't back up center, at least you already signed an offensive tackle to be the swing tackle in Lowe. So it's going to be hard for someone like Pleasance, who's just strictly a backup tackle, to make the roster. It's going to be hard for a fourth guard or a third guard to make the roster as just strictly a backup if all he could do is play guard. Like, I don't think Willis could play tackle at the next level. I don't think he's got the frame. I mean, I could be wrong. I think his best position could be left guard, but I mean, I think he needs a little more strength. He needs some refining and and fine tuning and stuff like that. You know, he needs to develop a little bit. And I mean, he has some good technique, which is a massive plus. So I mean, I think it's going to be interesting. I think what they're trying to do, like I said, as early it is right now, and how he's spitting that out there, they're looking about at cut down day. That's what they're focused on. They want to be able to see who could do what in an emergency situation. And if there's a guy that offers you multiple spots on the offensive line, that guy's going to make it over someone that just can only play one spot. So
I think my concern is with the process, right? How do you find out if Carver Willis, a career tackle, can play guard? How do you find that out? You got to retrain him and plug him in, right? He's got to get reps there, right?
Like, here's the thing, right?
So,
and I know I said they got to stop drafting guys who played this to play that, right? It's easier to come from outside to in than it would be from going inside to out. So for him to come in, it's on the same side of the line. So for him to come in, right, Willis right now, even though he played left tackle, he played right tackle at Kansas State. So he's shown you the versatility to play both sides. But if he could show that he could be something at left guard, that's a major positive in their eyes. I think they're looking at him to be the left guard, and maybe the future prep him to try to play center.
So I think what my biggest concern is this. I've seen college centers come to teams, and the colleges they came from strictly snap the ball and shotgun. And when they try to put the quarterback under center, it doesn't work. And these are career centers, and it doesn't work. You're about to take a tackle, and I'm cool with the transition to guard. That doesn't bother me. That happens with most tackles coming from college. A lot of them don't become tackles in the NFL, and they end up having to play guard. That doesn't bother me. Making snaps as a center isn't just as simple as, go out there and do it. Like, to me, this is what I just heard. This kid's career is done already in the NFL, at least with the Niners.
No.
That's what I just heard.
No.
I'm telling you what I hear when I hear him say that. Don't tell me that you're going to try to put this kid in at center year one. I understand what you're saying about you want to create some versatility and see if you can keep him around for a little bit. They are going to ruin this kid. I'm telling you that's how I feel. I feel like they're already about to ruin this kid's entire fucking career. You want to move him to guard? Fine. He played on the left side last time. You want to put him left guard, give him reps there right away. I respect that. That's the opening that we have. I respect that. You want to see if you can do it on the right side because, all right, you're pretty good at the left. Let's see what you can do at right. Maybe we could swap Pooney, whatever. That's cool. I respect that. Center is a completely different beast altogether. The responsibilities of a center, forget snapping the ball. The responsibilities of a center in the NFL are just vastly different than a tackle. I think that's too much to put on a fucking rookie.
I think it's just an experiment, Mike, to see what he offers. I don't think it's like I'll give you a perfect example, right? A guy that they didn't even select in any draft or did not even sign as an undrafted free agent. They signed this individual from the football league that was the XFL or whatever it was. And that's Dan Brunskill. Dan Brunskill was a tight end who played tackle with Mike Martz in San Diego. And he came to San Francisco and played left tackle, left guard, right guard, center. I don't know if he played right tackle. But all they're trying to do, it's not saying he's the center of the future. They're trying to see what this kid could do and what this kid could handle. It's just an evaluation standpoint, right? Their evaluation to pick him, okay, they saw what they feel he could be good at. But can he boot inside in an emergent situation if they don't have a designated backup center active that day? Can he handle that? Where, due to injuries on the defensive line, we'll just say hypothetically, they're going to be able to put an extra defensive end or defensive tackle up because now they don't have to activate strictly a center because the guard who was a tackle can kick inside to center as an emergency situation. That's what this is about. It's all about your game day roster and your final 53 and how they can wheel and deal and manipulate it when they need to. It's just based off the training camp reps at center is an evaluation standpoint only. Unless this kid comes in and does something none of us think he could do. But it's based off of evaluation, and that's it. That's all this is. He is going to be – you have the beat writers, the mouths of the 49ers organization saying that he's the leader in the pack right now to start as your left guard. I don't see him competing as a center. I think this is based off of an emergency situation. If he is on the roster where they don't have to bring up a Toth if he even makes the roster – or activate Nugent and put him off the practice squad to be a backup to Brendel, where they know Willis could handle the snaps in an emergency situation. That's all it is. That's all it is. The only thing that what I'm trying to say is he's under contract. The kid from Missouri is not under contract. He's just brought in as a workout, as a tryout basis. Now, if they sign him because of what they saw in training in the rookie minicamp, which I don't think they saw much because they didn't go one-on-one, so I don't know what they're evaluating. I feel that he could be the guy that could be your legit backup. But then again, are you going to be able just to carry a center that could only back up a center? Like, remember when they drafted Zakelj? Zakelj was a left tackle at Fordham. They tried him at guard. They tried him at center. They tried him at right guard, left guard, center. Everything but what he played in college. Mm-hmm. Granted, Zakelj, I think Willis is better, has a better, higher skill set, a higher ceiling, a lower floor. Technically, he's a little bit more sound than Zakelj, but it's just part of the process when you're dealing with that part of the roster. You have your starting four. You're missing one. Now the depth comes in. What player could do what? And that's the way I think he's evaluating it.
All right. We'll see. I mean, I think it's not fair to guys like Tolson, who's coming in and is strictly here to be a center, when now he's got to split the little bit of reps that he is going to get, even in this rookie camp, with two tackles and another guard. Like, I just think it's rough. Like, that's why the undrafted guys don't get the looks, like when we had Donovan West. You know what I'm saying? Like when we had Poe. Like, those guys are never going to get even the right amount of snaps and reps to show what they could do because the Niners are too busy cross-training the positions that they drafted and want to use them and other because of the draft capital that they spent on them. They want to make this guy work. They want to make this guy fit. They want to keep him around at least another year or two. And so we got to try to make him fit somewhere. So I don't know. It's just weird. I do get what you're saying. So I'm not disagreeing with you. I just think it's not right. Like if you want the center to try to work out, those snaps are too few in between. And now he's got to share him with a tackle. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just it's a weird thing to me. And I think the reason we're stuck in this interior offensive lineman purgatory is because of what you just said. You go out and get a Zakelj. You go out and get a Brunskill. And where did these guys play before? And we've been stuck in this interior offensive lineman purgatory. The only two positions that they know for I can't say that because they do like Brendel, but the only two positions they know for sure are the tackles. Those are the only two positions they know for sure.
And Pooney, I don't think they're going to move Pooney. Right. I think Pooney said. I think the one spot is the left guard. I think the winner of the left guard is going to tell you how they're going to evaluate at cut down. Like if Willis comes in and wins the left guard spot, now if he could show in a couple reps that he could handle just snapping the ball and doing something like that, because no one's going to be as good as Brendel on this roster. Nobody, because Brendel has been in the system the longest out of pretty much anybody. I think McKivitz has been with him. Trent, I think Brendel was there, and Trent too. But he's been in this system for a long time. He knows the ins and outs. He knows the calls. He knows the fronts. He knows what to call. And that's what you're going to lose. But, physically as a blocker and just coming in for, let's say he has to go, he gets x-rays and he comes back, they're negative, he comes back in. You're talking about what? A 2-drive or a 1-drive series where he's just got to come in and snap the ball. So it's about, I'm telling you, it's going to come down to, who wins that left guard spot, and then the rest is who could do what to make the back end of the roster for the offensive line. It's going to come down to versatility. Don't you remember Adam Snyder? When it came down to cuts, a guy like Adam Snyder was always a favorite to make the roster. Why? He played every position.
He played everywhere. Yeah. All right.
So instead of carrying 8 and 9, 10 offensive linemen, they got away with, instead of carrying 10, they only carried 9 or 8. So
yeah. All right. Okay. All right. I do see the value in it. I do. It's just, yeah. All right, let's keep it pushing here. I think I got Tony awake, guys.
Give Christian a little break, and I know you've been asked versions of that question as well. And Kyle even joked, yeah, it's easier said than done kind of thing. Just, where do you see that? Do you feel more pressure, not a pressure, but just more of an idea this needs to be a priority for us this year to find ways, just given where Christian is in his career?
Yeah, I think literally this day last year we were talking about that. It is challenging because you're talking about a player who does not want to come off the field, but when you look around the league and you study great backs and you study guys who affect the game like he does, those guys do come out of the game. Those guys do, they do get a blow sometimes, and whether it's a drive or a couple plays in a series, and it helps those players. And Christian knows that, and we got to do a better job as coaches. We got to do a better job at times of getting a better rotation. We think.
You can stop his presser right now. You can stop his presser right now. This was the purpose of his presser. I didn't even know it. Oh, my God. Thank you. Who gives a shit if he doesn't want to come off the field? Take his ass out and let him rest for a few. Yes, y'all have to do a better job as coaches. Thank God. I hope Kyle can adopt this mindset. Tony, this is the best thing I've ever heard our offensive coordinators say here. They have a rotating door of offensive coordinators. This is the first time I've ever heard someone say this. Yeah, we know he doesn't want to come off the field, but we got to do a better job of getting a rotation going. I haven't heard this before. Dank is saying he's heard this before. Who said this before about Christian McCaffrey? We got to get him off the field. Everything has been, when you got a good guy and he doesn't want to come off the field, you keep feeding him. When you got one of the best running backs in the NFL, this guy was on the cover of Madden. This guy had 2,100 all-purpose yards. You don't want to bring him off the field. He's a weapon. He's a weapon. That's all they kept saying. They kept making excuses to why they won't take him off the field, though. I haven't heard anyone come out and say, we need to take him off the field.
I think it was tied to the fact that they saw the pace he was on because of the overusage, and they were trying to get him 1,000 and 1,000. And he came up 80 yards or 70 yards short of it. I think it's going to be a totally different look this year. I think, honestly, in my opinion, I think the drafting of Black this year, I think Kyle's trying to set himself up. Hopefully, God willing, it's no guarantee because drafting running backs in the third round has been a nightmare for the 49ers. But I think
a nightmare is good. Sorry.
His mental intent, his game plan, the way at least he sees it in his head, I think he's trying to get himself the next Devonta Freeman and Tavon Coleman package. And that's going to be with James and Black that are life after CMC, basically, is what I'm saying. But as far as this year, I think the 49ers made a terrible move by trading for Robinson from the Washington Commanders, giving up that 6th-round pick for him, and he's not even on the roster this year. I didn't think he was a fit from day one. I thought maybe they were going to try something different because of his running style was more to a gap/power man blocking scheme. and it didn't work. And I think Kyle did not have the confidence in him unless when he had to ultimately had no choice but to use him. But I think that going into 2027, I think 2026, I think clearly it's going to be CMC, James, or Black, vice versa, as your top 3 running backs. Unfortunately, I think Garendo might be on the outside looking in, due to the fact of like the one thing that the 3 of those guys have that I just mentioned is vision. The one thing that the 3 of those guys have is pretty damn decent ball security. The one of those, the 3 of those things, another thing that they have in common is contact balance. So everything I just named is the reason why Isaac Garendo is no longer in the rotation, because he has none of them. He runs into the back of his blockers. He's fast as shit, 100%. But when you're running into the back of your blockers, what good is your speed unless you get a clear shot to the outside? Yes,
but then we got to, But we got to be consistent with what we're saying, because Kyle was applauding that before. With if you're going to make a mistake, make it at 100 miles an hour. We do want you to just hit the gap that was supposed to be there. It's not your fault if the gap's not there. Like that's what Kyle was saying before. Now maybe Garendo was running into the wrong gaps, and that's why he was running into the backs of guys.
100%. And his other issue is putting the ball on the ground.
But he did that as a kick returner, not as a ball carrier. Did Garendo have fumbles as a ball carrier?
I think he did, yeah. Not last year, obviously. I think he had a couple the year before.
He definitely didn't have any last year. He didn't get any touches last year. But yeah, I thought when they did the trade for Brian Robinson, we were going to finally see some 2-back systems. Brian Robinson was an established running back in the NFL, and he showed that he could be the bell cow if you want him to be. And so I was like, okay, maybe we're finally going to see 2 backs on the field at the same time. They still didn't do it, bro. They still didn't do it.
Because I don't think he was the right fit for what they were looking for.
Well, then shame on the pro personnel guy that said we should go and get him.
That's just my opinion. I feel and watching him and the way he runs, he wasn't fast enough to get to the outside. He didn't hit it properly on the inside. So it was kind of like, all right, well, like it's like redundant. Yeah, two yards in a cloud of dust. Every now and then he like versus the Giants, he broke like an 18-yard run, but CMC came off the field for a play or two, and he just, they called the play. And another thing is, I think, by taking Black and taking James, hopefully I'm God willing, but it's all similar skill sets to CMC, right? I know Black and CMC are excellent pass protectors. I can't remember what James was out of Oregon, but all 3 of them could catch the ball. All 3 of them could run. All 3 of them have good contact balance. All 3 of them have great vision. So it's not, they're not going to be in that situation where if Bobby Turner sends in Black or James and he calls a play for CMC, Kyle's not going to be like, fuck, I got to call timeout. No, you can't do that.
I don't know that Black is a good pass catcher.
I
hear you, but
I watched him at the Senior Bowl. It looks like he's comfortable. It doesn't look like it's like awkward. It doesn't look like it's something that he's not comfortable doing. They just did not do it in Indiana.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm okay with it. Like he looks smooth. He looks like he's comfortable. But I mean, like we'll see when the pads are on and stuff like that, and he's in coverage. But you can pretty much tell when someone's not comfortable catching the ball in t-shirts and shorts. Like it just doesn't look like a flowing movement. So
all right, let's keep it rolling, baby.
I think we know we got young backs that we want to get more production out of, so it's on us, to handle that. But it's something we're always weighing. Not much we can do about it in the off season, but as the season gets going and start putting our plans together, it's something that's got to be at the forefront of our mind.
Explosives are a big part of the team now. It seems like Seattle was great last year on explosives. You guys added a lot of speed, it looks like, at wide receiver. Is that the thinking, try to get more explosive plays at wide receiver?
Always. I think we're always striving for that. Guys that you can get easy touches to, that can get you yards.
It's a dumbass question. No, we want less.
And yeah, I think we added some guys like that
we don't
in the
need
offseason. But that's always got to be our mindset. We're trying to find players who touch the ball and make life easy for everybody else. So
you started working with Kyle Shanahan. How has the league changed? I know Christians is all in one back. And then the Cardinals also drafting a running back, their first round pick. What other aspects would you say the offense in the league has changed?
Navam, the #1 rated business travel
that
platform,
question
lets your
should have been
team
cut
book
off.
work
No
travel
one
in
needs to
one
hear that
place.
bullshit.
Flights, hotels.
Travel, flights, hotels. Shut up. And now here we go with this stupid ass spinning wheel. All right, guys, listen, I tried to get through it. Tony tried to get through it. And now it looks like we're not going to get anything else to work here. My thing is blocking a million pop-ups. So I heard that if you use Chrome as your browser, that they installed something in the background without anyone's permission.
Things change every year.
I gotta get that off my
To me, the biggest change that I've seen is how defenses have gotten better and how defensive coordinators have gotten better at attacking certain schemes. You know, I think the scheme we run, it's kind of spread throughout the league over the last 10 years, and I think defenses have gotten a lot better at attacking it, and that forces us to evolve. You know, it forces us to have to figure out new ways to attack defenses, and that's, to me, that's the biggest changes you've seen is the improvements in defenses and attacking these schemes, and we got to get better and we got to study them. I think you saw that with Seattle last year, how effective they were, and we got to study those schemes and we got to figure out better ways to attack them. So, yeah.
Can you expand just a little bit on how you are asking Brock to be better in the pocket?
It's I wouldn't say it's one thing. You know, yeah, you look at plays where, okay, Brock's a really athletic guy. You know, he can make plays with his feet, but are you missing an opportunity to make a better play down the field? Maybe because you decided to run, or you moved a certain way and you missed a guy down the field. So it's just working on pocket movement.
I'll say it for him.
You know, working on ways you can move in the pocket to find throwing lanes, and being more consistent in that area.
What are you looking to see? What are you looking?
I'll say it for him. Brock abandoned some clean pockets. That's it. Brock left pockets where he could have just stepped up in them. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. You know that play, Tony, that Brock Purdy had where everybody was like, it was against Seattle. He's running around. He rolls to the left. He gets outside of Trent Williams. He runs all the way back, and then he throws this beautiful pass to Brandon Ayuk, and Ayuk drops the pass. It was like from 2 years ago. You remember that play?
Yeah.
It was like 2 years ago. Everyone was like, oh, my God, man, Ayuk, I can't believe he dropped it. Did you know that was a clean pocket? There was never a need for Brock Purdy to leave that pocket. He still does that. That's all. Brock leaves pockets when he doesn't have to. That's the short answer. That's what he's saying. Brock, you don't need to leave a pocket. Sometimes you can step up. Sometimes you can just take a step or two right. You don't have to run out of the pocket. You don't have to do that. That's all. That's all. That's it. That's what we want to see him do. We want to make sure that he abandons the pocket when the pocket is actually collapsing. Sometimes they're building a circle around Brock, or the little, the upside down U around him. And what he does is he runs towards the back of the U, and then it's trouble. He's running towards the tip of it, and he doesn't have to do that. The U is the pocket. That's the protection. And he runs into it sometimes. That's all. That's all. No knock on Brock. No Brock hate at all. At all. But that's what the answer is. He abandons the pocket sometimes too early.
See out of the tight ends while George recovers these next few months.
Yeah, just continuing to see those guys develop. Luke and Jake, and then Braden, and we got Hayden in the building now too, and then we got the guy as the free agent from Penn State. Just want to see all those guys get reps. Jake, we want to continue to see grow as he's done the past few years. But you don't get a lot of work in the run game, but those guys are going to get a lot of pass reps and see him grow in the pass game. So, appreciate it, guys. Keep going.
One more, Tony. This is our guy, baby.
Boomister as a rookie punter to compete with your veteran punter. How do you see that competition evolving this summer?
Well, I'm excited about it. Let those two guys battle it out.
Is it pronounced Boommeister?
I think so, yeah.
Veteran punter, how do you see that competition as a rookie?
We got a punter whose name is Boom?
I think so, yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Boommeister as a rookie punter to compete
with
your
him.
veteran punter. How do you see that
competition
evolving this summer?
Well, I'm excited about it. Let those two guys battle it out. You have a veteran guy that's been in the league a while and is a very athletic guy, and interesting enough, like when he was coming out, I was trying to get him as a free agent. So I had a previous relationship with the guy, with Waitman, and he's a super good guy. Got a real powerful leg. Athletic guy, and then Boommeister, was through all our tape studies, went and worked him out and everything like that. did a heck of a job for us. I've known his coach for a long time, and trust what he tells me as well. And we really liked him in our interviews and everything like that. And I think it's going to be a great competition moving forward.
Both a lefty and a righty help evaluate returners.
For sure, because the ball spins different, right? So I think it's really, really going to help. And I think whoever the dust settles with at that position, it'll be great.
Here we go
for those returners to
Here
have.
we go.
to
Who are
catch
some of the
those
guys
balls
going to
like
be
that, for sure.
returners?
Mother's Day is coming up, and if you want to get the mom in
mother-
your life something she'll actually use, not something that just sits on the shelf, get her this.
Hey, Tony, Mother's Day is coming up. Do you have a Mother's Day gift? Don't worry, Kim's not watching. She can't hear me.
No, not yet. I got to get it tomorrow.
Oh, my God, Tony, you better hurry up. You know what you're getting her already?
Oh, yeah. No, it's gift cards. I have to go get them.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
I already know.
Okay.
I didn't have a chance today, so I got to go run out tomorrow and go.
I don't know if I'm a bad gift giver. I don't know if I'm a good gift giver, but this is what I do with my wife. I say, hey, what do you want? It's that simple. Like, that's what I do. I don't know my wife's clothing choices. I don't know the jewelry she likes. I don't know if she wants appliances. I don't know. What do you want? And then she gave me a list, and I was like, babe, we got 4 kids. You only gave me 2 or 3 things. You got to give me more. Like, you got to get something from each one of your kids. Like, it's okay. So that's what I do. Maybe that's terrible. Maybe it's lazy on my part. I don't know. But some of the stuff that I've bought my wife that I thought she would love, it's under the bed.
Oh, shit.
Like, I bought her this thing one year. It was like she's always talking about how, like, her feet hurt. I bought her, like, this bath that you soak your feet in with all these, like, different rock salts, and they all do something different, and some help you rest. Some of them give you energy, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if she's ever used it. Another year, I bought her a foot massager. Like, you put it in there, and it massages your feet, and you can add heat to it and all that stuff. I think she's maybe used it once. Right? Now, I will say the one thing that I did get her that she uses frequently, I bought her this back massager. Like, you strap it on and put things over your shoulder, and it does the entire back from top to bottom. That shit she loves. Like, I'll go in the room and I'll hear some buzzing, and I'm like, are we about to get freaky? What's happening? Oh, she's got the back massager on. Never mind.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, go out there and get your gift cards. Maybe, like I said, maybe I'm terrible because my gifts, most of them just end up under the bed. I bought her some headphones. She was complaining she wanted some headphones. I bought her some really expensive, like, headphones. She's like, oh, they don't fit in my ear the right way. I'm like, you know that they came with, like, 4 different sizes, so you could put them, like, you could adjust it. Nope, nothing. I think she gave one of my Mother's Day gifts to my mom. I bought her, like one of those watches that, like, tells you all you can hook it up to your phone, the text messages and health and all that stuff. And I'm like, yeah, she's going to love this thing. She gave it to my mom. Fuck it. From now on, what do you want? And that's what I go with. So, all right. That's a little side story. All right, here we go.
That position, we all saw how effective Sky was last year. You don't have him. Who would be the leading candidates? It would be Cowing, maybe?
Well, I think that, there's a handful of guys and certainly in the mix and guys that have done it before. So it's going to be interesting to see, you have a handful of guys that kick return, a handful of guys that can do both. You have a handful of guys that only punt return. So it'll be interesting to see how it shakes out. The good thing is where we're at with our time right now, that we have time to figure that out. We'll throw them in the preseason game, see how it goes, and then we'll go from there.
So we got Cowing this time coming in without not having to worry.
I can't hear you.
Did you see that? Did you see what he did here? This is why I like him.
Oh, you have a handful of guys that
look at his hand.
Oh, with the pen in it?
This guy's always working, bro. This guy is always working. I love that. Tony. Well, he's not writing anything at the presser, but he was in the middle of something. They said, all right, you're up. And he walked in with this pen. He was working. He's always working. I love that. When it's like you for draft shows and draft preparation. Every time I talk to you, you got a pencil somewhere. It's behind your ear. It's in your hand. Like that. This guy's always working. I love that about this guy.
Kick return, a handful of guys that can do both. You have a handful of guys that only punt return. So it'll be interesting to see how it shakes out. The good thing is where we're at with our time right now, that we have time to figure that out. We'll throw them in the preseason game, see how it goes, and then we'll go from there.
So
It's
we
been a
got
lot
Cowling.
stressful this time coming in without not having to worry about the kicker situation per se, because not only is Eddie back, but he's signed to a long-term deal where it's not every kick is do or die.
Yeah, obviously, when Eddie came in, Eddie, I had a previous relationship, obviously, with him. I always had a great relationship with him, and he came in and did a hell of a job last year. And the teammates gravitated towards him, and he proved his worth, and he got rewarded for it. And I'm happy as hell for him and his family, and he did a great job for us last year. And yes, it is a relief to have a proven guy that I have been to battle with, obviously, and I trust, and this team trusts, and I think that's going to be a big thing moving forward for sure.
J10, I see you. Bro, we've got 3 of them in the house. 16 different attachments for hers. We got them, bro. I'm telling you, I'll be trying. One of them she didn't like because it was too rough. I said, all right, I'll keep it. So I found one that was a little more gentle. 42 different speed options. Well, it's got 3 different modes, and each mode has, each mode has, 14 different speeds. So, yeah, like I got them. Like they're here. They are here. We look like a football team, or a sports team, when they're like massaging the calves and all that stuff and the arms. We got them here, bro. We got them. I'll be handling my business. At least I think I do.
With him in terms of why some of the PATs went askew, and he made every field goal attempt except the crossbar in Indy. So why was the PATs an issue?
I don't know if that was necessarily an issue or not. I think that Eddie, he steps up, and the great part about him is he doesn't think. And honestly, he steps up and he goes with the mindset that he's going to make every single kick. And, obviously he did that a great percentage of the time last year, and hopefully he continues to do that in the future, right?
You mentioned a handful of people in the punt return game. Cowling, Bergen, is Christian Kirk one of those? Who else would you consider?
Sure. I mean, all those guys, Kirk and Pearsall and all those guys. There's a couple of the free agent guys that we have in here have done it before. So there's a big group of guys there that we're going to put back there, and hopefully we can get them all reps in the preseason and see who shakes out. That's going to be a really good competition, that returner spot this year.
Kick returner, what kind of skill set are you looking for at that kick return spot?
Well, it all depends on who it shakes out to be, right? So you have more of the guys that break tackles and are vertical guys, or it depends on what scheme we're running, what returner we have. If it's a smaller, faster guy, then you have to run different schemes with those kind of guys. So it all depends on who shakes out and who's it going to be. Like I said, there's in each of those positions, in the punt returner spot and the kick returner spot, there's 5 or 6, 7 guys in each of those spots. They're going to battle that out, and we'll see how it shakes out.
It seemed clear last year that Gifford and Neal really kind of took over a leadership role on the coverage units. Were there younger guys that began to emerge throughout the season that you're sort of excited to see sort of move into those leadership positions?
Well, I think that anytime you have guys like Gifford and Neal that can come in and set the tone for your whole group, it's been awesome. But all those young guys that got to play, especially late, I thought they did a really good job. Siegel did a heck of a job for us. Martin started coming along there towards the end. And I think that, we got a new group of young kids coming in that we're excited about. So that are long and they're fast and everything like that. So it's going to be interesting to see how that all shakes out as well. The good thing is, like I said, it's, the core group of our entire group last year in the first year of a system, I thought they did a hell of a job buying into our standard, creating a standard here. Did we finish the way we wanted to finish? Absolutely not. But I thought they did overall a really good job, and we're really excited about the new guys that we added, and we got to be more physical. We got to get, I think we got to tackle better. But certainly the depth of what we have now and the year of experience will help us, I think.
Ask about Duggar, whether he kind of caught your eye as someone who could potentially be
Sure,
an
if you're
asset.
that big and that long and that fast, you certainly should be able to help us. That's for sure. And he's a great kid, from what I understand, and very sharp too. So that'll really help us.
One of the better special teamers last year in the college football playoffs was Kamara, blocked the punt against Miami in the national championship game. Have you seen him as a special teamer? What do you think?
I think all those like DN kind of transfers over. Are they going to be a linebacker? Are they going to be a DN? Certainly, specifically with these kickoff rules that we have, right? It's turned into more of a two-hand kind of deal, and those bigger guys are really valuable now, and it never used to be that way. Kamara, there's a bunch of guys in the mix with that too as well. The Robert Beal kind of bodies, right? The bigger, taller guys, the DNs that really help guys on teams, and we're looking forward to having all those guys for sure.
Perfect. There's a bunch of guys in the league. What have you seen from that group in particular?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Okay, the Australian.
Oh, yeah, that's I think that all those Australian guys, obviously they're super talented guy. They've got it seems like they've had a ball in their hands since they were tiny kids. The way they can make that ball move and all the different kicks that they have and stuff like that. I really think that the NFL has done a great job of bringing all those guys in, and it's certainly, you see it all through college now, that a lot of Australian punters and kickers and stuff like that, and they have some kicks that are hard to replicate, and they're hard to catch for returners, and so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out with the punter position for sure.
Unit was towards the top statistically and in all of the league. How do you plan to duplicate that this year, just going into the season?
Well, like I said, I think there's a lot of things that we did well. I think we still got to continue to play smart. We didn't commit a lot of penalties this year or last year. I think we got to continue that. We got to certainly want to shore up a lot of things that I didn't like in the off season here, and I think that there's a lot overall of like, I wouldn't say that I'm unhappy with last year at all. I thought that, like I said, the standard that we set and the overall buy-in of the entire team was awesome, and you got to hand it to the players. They did a hell of a job, and they bust their ass for us and did a great job. Like I said, our finish was not nearly good enough for the standard that we need here, and that's going to be a big part of what we're getting after them this off season. And we've got to finish better. We got to be more physical. We got to tackle better. And while we had a decent season last year, it's not nearly good enough for us to win a championship, and we need to help our team more. Period.
Let's go, Brant.
The decision not to bring back Morstead.
Well, I think that
he's old.
Number one, that obviously I have a relationship with Thomas. There is not a human being that I respect more than Thomas Morstead as a player and as a friend and as a man. I think that part of that it's part of the business, right? And we're excited as hell about the two guys that we have. But you're always trying to get guys in to compete and everything like that. And there's a lot of stuff that goes into that as well, the contractual sides and stuff like that. So I think Timo's still got a bunch in him. I really do. I think he'll play some more. And but we're really super excited about the two guys we have, and we'll see how it shakes out. Thanks.
Thank God.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are finished. Shout out to Brant Boyer. I like everything about that gentleman still. Really, really excited about him. Thank God. If we got nothing else from Robert Saleh, we got Brant Boyer out of it. So it makes it worth it to me. And shout out to Kubiak for coming in and showing some 49er coaching accountability. You don't see that a lot. I love that his response was, we have to be better as coaches. I love that I heard him say that in particular to the rotation at the running back position and keeping McCaffrey fresh for when you need him down the stretch and not worn out and beat up already. I love that. Hopefully it comes to fruition now. Hopefully he can get through to Kyle. Hopefully he can get through to Turner and say, look, like, we got other guys that are capable. It doesn't have to just be CMC. I like that. And obviously I really was excited about what Raheem Morris was saying earlier. I'm not going to, go into anything. Tony, let's get ready to get up out of here, man. Any final thoughts, any takeaways from the pressers, anything else that you want to leave the people with before we sign off?
No, just a lot of positivity. Like, it seems like Staff's locked in, ready to go. They see their flaws. They're willing to work on them. The new group of players coming into the team is rookies, undrafted free agents, and tryouts. I think from what we've seen in the little clips and stuff like that, they look solid. Romello Height, Black, you can see shiftiness and explosion. Looks smooth running a route, catching the ball with his hands, not body. Stribling, like it's just positive. Like you see what's going on, and you see what they saw, and the players that they chose to bring in, and it transitioned to the field for the 49ers on day one. So, it's exciting. We still got a long way to go, but I almost wish the season was here already.
Yeah. Yep. I agree with you, man. I'm excited for 49ers football, man. We're another day closer to seeing what we want to see. So let the countdown begin. No, I'm not going to say what I was about to say. So it's all good. Let's get up out of here, man, so you can get some rest. I'm going to go grab a little snack, get something to drink, and take my ass to bed. So I got a long day ahead of me tomorrow. All right, man. What do I say? Nope. That's it right there. Thank you. I was going to say no team is safe when the Niners are on the prowl. Wow, that's a different show. All right, prepare for glory.
Anticipate pain.
But always
remain faithful.
We'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.
We all gas, no brakes, pumped up, no fakes. We spinning, we winning, we high stakes. We never miss, we all makes. Look at us dudes trying to prove, bringing you news with nothing to lose. Mike, Nick, Tony, Wayne, Method Man, we bring the pain. Hey, see, I'ma confess it. We under the pressure. If you looking to find us, we them nothing but Niners. Niners. We nothing but Niners. We nothing but Niners. We nothing but. We them nothing but Niners.